Okay, that's smart.
And we're live. Live recording, not actually live streaming. So,
all right, good deal.
Do I have any that we need to be aware of on live recording, like talking about portable orifices or?
No, since all I'm doing is recording, it's only going to be for us. No worries.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you have anything that you want me to edit out later, if you have a problem with anything going live, we can either make these private, so that we're the only ones who can see them, or I can edit out things that you find questionable if you just don't want to be caught saying them. But our YouTube is colorful,
I'm
so
not worried about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I was more worried on your behalf than mine. So yeah, you're good.
Given the people that we already play with and some of the things we've already said,
Yep.
You're just fine.
Probably okay there. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you're safe as far as that goes. Okay, so we are going to start with Paul. So, Eden, you've been following along with Paul for a while here. He is a sword for hire, or technically, I suppose, an axe for hire would be the more accurate representation. Since we are starting with you, would you like to describe yourself?
Sure. I am a 3-foot ball of muscle. So when you look at Paul, there is a tiny gnome wearing either like a leather jerkin or furs if it's cold, but no real armor on him. He has unkept hair that is brown with like streaks of gray in it. He's got a few scars on his face. Like you can tell, he's definitely seen a few things. What's most interesting about him, though, is 2 distinct features. So his eyes have this sort of like yellow color to them. It's a sort of a dull yellow. You're not really sure if it's like a jaundice situation or something else, but there's definitely it's a little off-putting. And then he also drags around with him an axe that is in fact larger than he is. The handle of the axe has been shattered at the base, so it's a little more easy for him to wield. But it's quite an interesting show. He literally carries it on his back, and the axe just sort of drags along the ground just because it's much more larger than he is. So, but that is Paul.
That makes me happy. And Eden.
Actually, I can throw in a picture to give a basic approximation to that messenger. So Eden is relatively tall. He looks fairly human until he's agitated, which Paul would have seen on a number of occasions. He does have a tail that sometimes flicks out. He often is wearing a cape in addition to his sort of long cloak. The armor is different than on the picture there, but he almost always wears a hat. He has fairly long red hair, which he keeps tied up, and is very pale. He usually wears knee-high boots and carries a rapier that he doesn't often draw. But his armor is probably the most noticeable feature about Eden, and it has a large, almost a horn, over his left shoulder, and on his across his chest he wears a bandolier of bells that are all interconnected with his armor. And for Paul, where you've heard him play on a semi-regular basis, usually to play, he opens up a compartment on his right-hand shoulder or on his neck, where there are strings that attach to the bells on his bandolier, that then echo out through the sort of megaphone on his shoulder.
So, really freaking awesome bard build there. You have been following him along for several of the things he has been paid to do. So you have seen that he fights very well. He is not always the most dexterous person, especially wielding an axe that is larger than him. So oftentimes this leads to very interesting shenanigans. As of late, he has been serving as one of the guards for Oak Castle as things have begun to shift over and transition and become more normalized again after the Great Remembering. You were not here for the Great Remembering, but you at least know of it and realize that there has been a steady transition that has been happening as the king and the princess have returned to power. Through his contacts with the princess, he has learned that there is a need in. Sorry, I have a whole lot of notes written out. I have to find things. Oh, there we go.
No worries.
In a city in the above, there are different layers to this universe, and since the Great Remembering, people are more aware once again of the different layers. Many had been kind of blocked from the memories of the people of Kopno, which is the kind of ground floor, we'll say. The people of Kopno are not aware visually of the existence of things above them. Everything has been enchanted so that it's essentially you look up, you see the sky, but you know that there is more up there. The layer above it is Smara, and there is a queen in the town of Litharian in Smara that has some specific guards duty that needs to be done, and has, after the reputation of Paul has grown as a mercenary more than a warrior, while he has fought before, he is being more requested and not having to seek out as much work. Work seems to seek him out instead. So with this, you have been brought up to a new level of this territory that you have never seen before. I'm going to go ahead and bring Thea in to this as well. You have found this place and all of its vast strangeness thanks to your boss. So it's interesting that you should happen to find somebody, or you've been put in the line to find someone who also seems to kind of be in the same situation. You haven't necessarily discussed it yet, but you know because your boss casually mentioned when trying to decide where to put you in this plane that Eden also has some specific things that he is doing for your boss's sibling. So you find yourself in an interesting situation, kind of following, I'm going to say at arm's length as of late. You have not introduced yourself, but you've kind of been tagging along, and a lot of the work that you've been doing as of late has involved these two interesting characters. If you guys would like to roll perception or something to see if you notice that you've kind of got a tag along, feel free.
14.
18.
And would you like to roll a stealth for me?
Sure. Sorry, got to get all my pages.
Please don't say that your boss's desire.
Well, let's just get that nat 1 out of the way right now.
Nice.
Gone.
So you are both very aware of the fact that there is a really interesting looking person following you. Would you like to describe yourself, beautiful?
I trip on a rock is how they find me.
So face plant
first,
right into the ground. Just spread eagle, just right down. That would be reverse
Thea
spread
is spread eagle. Yeah.
eagle. No, the opposite.
Thea is a drow. She has jet black skin that shifts kind of to blue. She almost has like a blue shine to her when the sun hits her just right. Long white, stark white hair that almost has that same blue color to it as well. And she has lilac, very light purple colored eyes. She wears long black robes. And if you get close and you look, you can see where she takes her ink and she draws designs on her robes. And that's just for fun. We'll say with that nat 1, I slipped and fell into a mud puddle, and I'm very upset because now I have to redraw all of my designs on my robes.
So obviously we see this. Do I need to like roll an insight to see whether I think she's a threat or not?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Nat 20.
Definitely not a threat. She is far more curious about you than anything else.
Okay. So rather than like getting my axe ready to wield, I just kind of lift it a little bit and put it on the ground and lean on it. And I stare at her and I look at Eden and I go, friend of yours?
I can't say that she is, no.
You might want to watch that last step there, lady.
I hear it is a doozy.
I worked so hard on all of these drawings and the flowers and now I have to do it all over again.
Yeah, sucks to be you. Why are you following us?
Well, I'm not following you. I just happen to be going this way.
Okay.
If you'd like to insight check that for me, feel free.
That's a 3.
Seems legit.
Okay. Fair enough. Makes sense.
So you have a traveling companion. So there's a teleportation circle that you are apparently all three going, that is going to take you up into the city of Litharian. We'll go ahead and kind of speed through that. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring you in. You will know each other. Keith, your character is outside the castle, just kind of shy of the castle, in the square in front, because you know that you get some good sales that way.
Okay.
Go ahead and describe yourself.
So I standing in the back of a wagon, and has on he has on a leather workman's apron with various tools stuffed in it. He is a dwarf with a thick red bushy beard and sort of long red hair that's tied back in a ponytail down his back. There are spots in the beard that look like they have been singed somewhat, so flying sparks or what have you from the work that he's doing. At the moment, he has a long metal tube, and he's lifting it to his lips and blowing into it and twirling a red hot glowing glob of glass and blowing it into some kind of shape.
I just realized I had myself muted, sorry. So there is this man in the wagon outside, and you hear some explosions from above, which you know to be coming from the area of the castle wizards. Jeff, you are with your master wizard. You are an apprentice to him. Somehow or another, you have found yourself apprenticed to the master wizard of the Queen of Litharia. Your master Kieran Elf is debating on whether or not he made a good choice. He is deeply concerned, as you have had a few projects go terribly awry, and this recent explosion is yet another one of those possibilities. Will you describe yourself? And I will also let you describe the mess that you are currently in.
Okay. So, yeah, Crom, probably to those observers from a distance, appears human as he shields his alter ego, that he's a little more ashamed of from the public. So he has a tendency to turn what he considers his good side to wherever the most people are. His opposite side, however, well, is a little more how Crom would identify as grotesque. Although he's not too bad looking if you're an orc, I guess, because that is his other half. Kind of one half of his body is pretty much your typical, what you would describe as your stereotypical wizard build. He's not real muscular, kind of a dark hair, got this little wizard beard going, and about halfway across his face, his beard kind of gets a little patchy and is replaced by horns and the thicker skin of an orc. Like I said, Crom is not a very big fan of that. Turns out, apparently, he was trying to be a transmutation expert, and that didn't go very well for him. And not only is he permanently stuck in half a form of a orc, but he apparently had a fracture of the mind and struggles with some alter ego issues. So, enter Mork, but we'll see him later. So yeah, he's not real popular with his his master felt bad because he was the one that pushed him into towards the transmutation side. So when it went awry, I think he felt sorry for him. But the constant bickering between Crom and Mork is just too much for them to deal with.
So you hear Keith, your character, Teffin, hears swearing in 3 different voices. 2 of them seem to be very similar but separated. And then one of them much louder over the top, as Mork Crom's master is berating poor decisions that led to an explosion, and there is a poof of smoke that erupts out of that area. You would have seen him before. You kind of know the shtick.
Yes. Him again.
And and you two. No, I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, we're going to go back to the others. You all arrive in Lotharian, and the teleportation circle is in a little bit of a gazeboed area in a park. Like, you have to have permission to use it, but you have all of the appropriate permissions and pass through no problem. And it's a brief walk to the castle where you have been told that you will be greeted and have audience with the Queen and her Majesty's Royal Guard, the head of them. You have been instructed the direction. You are able to find it without too much of a problem. This particular area.
Yep. I lost you. Hang on.
There. What'd you do, Jeff? I
think it was actually Keith, but I was trying to mute myself, so I didn't
okay, yeah.
give you guys background noise. But Keith did something with his video at the same time.
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
The
So-
interwebs.
Yeah, something. It did
Just like a
something
broke Keith.
funny. It did something funny,
Yes.
but I'm back up now.
So you three head towards the castle. Interesting that you're still following you. It's kind of an interesting thing that her destination really is the same one as yours. On the way, do you guys discuss anything? Is there anything specific?
I mean, I wouldn't. Like, Paul's not really that interested. Like, if she's not a threat, he doesn't really care. So he's just going to keep going to where he's got to go. I am curious, do we hear the explosion, or does that happen before we come through the teleportation? Like, is that
You
something
would hear
that-
the explosion, yeah.
Okay. When I hear the explosion, like, I kind of do a quick, like, jump, and then, like, anybody with a high enough perception would noticeably see that, like, the right side of my face has a bit of a facial tick that starts going off.
Roll me a wisdom save.
Natural 17. Plus 0. But
For just a moment, you have a flash of memory and you see a gas mask in front of your face. But you are able to push that from your mind for a second. Kind of take a couple of deep breaths. The tick is still going. And
just shake it off.
then yeah, you're able to shake it off and continue on.
I pull out my book and I just scribble some notes.
Okay.
So noticing that Eden is actually going to go ahead and pop open his little contraption on his shoulder, and he's going to start just playing something. Having noticed that, he's going to play something sort of calming.
So you hear some pleasant, like, Neil Diamond tunes
Yeah.
going on.
I enjoy it, but I don't give Eden the, like, satisfaction of knowing that I'm enjoying it. I just pretend like I don't even care.
You know the next line, come on. Sweet Caroline.
Yes. So you've got some background music that doesn't really match a hero's entrance into town, but it's still pleasant. You enjoy it well enough. You just don't show it on your face. You do see, as you approach, you see that there's the leftover cloud of smoke that's dissipating coming out of a window of one of the castles. You're surrounded by all manner of Aarakocra. There are a handful of celestials, of course, your normal humanoid species as well. You do see one lone dwarf in the mix at a cart outside the castle. Kind of stands out like a sore thumb given the location, and honestly, now that you think of it, you've never actually seen another dwarf here. So, an odd thing, but hey, there's a lot of strange stuff here, so it's not that strange.
It's a strange place.
It's a strange place.
Are there any giants or automatons?
There are, in fact, automatons that seem to be largely made out of clockwork. There are also cloud giants. Not many visible, but there are definitely. You've probably only seen in the Kopno Plain. You've probably only seen one in the middle of nowhere, literally. She is the librarian of nowhere, and she is the one that is known throughout the land through any of your adventures that have taken you through there. Here, within eyesight, you can see 5. So the population, you can assume, is much higher of cloud giants here. There are very high arched doorways in most places, and those places that don't have incredibly high ceilings and doorways usually also have outdoor spaces attached to them so that they don't have to accommodate for the added height. Most of the cloud giants that you see are very, very tall, purple. Usually they're, I think, about about 4 times, I think, normal human height. Is that about right, Keith? I want to say that's
That sounds right. I'd have to look and see.
roughly. So they are real tall. And they are all like variations of purple skin, and all of them have shaved heads. They wear the robes of specific, like, clergy sort of a thing. Like, there's definitely a religious component to their attire. There's a better word for that my brain is forgetting right now, so we're just going to go with that. So they have a presence here, and to an extent, their presence has been accommodated for. All of these places that you see in the town square seem to have been carved out of marble. Anything above the base level is constructed out of what looks to be fine glass. So the upper towers of the castle are opaque, but still appear glass-like, and the spires up above are various colors of transparent glass. You make it up to the front gates of the castle and are greeted by Aarakocra guard, who ask your business there.
I'm summoned. I'm here to see your queen.
You have business with the queen?
Well, that's a question for her, ain't it?
One of them whispers to the other. The other disappears into the door. A few moments later, the doors swing open. Really, really tall double doors made for a variety of heights. And you enter just this gigantic hall with huge columns. The top of each is adorned with really fine blown glass celestials at the top that kind of blend in, mold into the ceiling. You are welcomed in by the guard standing inside. You have come to interview for the guard position.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever. Does it pay?
But yes, it is a position of employment, so indeed.
Then I'm your gnome.
And
Is your gnome?
well, he is my gnome. Who are you? And you?
I am not your gnome.
No, that's not a gnome.
I'm not a gnome either.
It's a height thing.
He kind of. I have not defined Aarakocra for you, Jeff. I'm sorry. So, Aarakocra are essentially eagle men, for lack of better definition.
Anthropomorphic eagles.
Yes, yeah, anthropomorphic eagles.
Okay, I can roll with this.
So the one that's talking, he seems a little bit brighter than the ones at the front of the door. He's got like little spectacles on too, and like on you guys' words that you are not her gnome. He kind of so if you are not her gnome, why have you come?
I'm with him, and gestures to Paul.
And you? He looks over at Thea.
I do the same thing. Actually, look up. I'm like, that's a good question. Actually,
Technically, I'm with everyone. at all times, helping everyone every minute of every day.
That is an answer. Not
Yeah,
perhaps.
sounds great. Now you going to take me to the queen or what?
And I write all this down in my book.
Fine.
I
Fine.
sketch the eagle person. Close my book.
Come on, Polly.
Yeah.
We got to get this train rolling now. Let's go.
How did you know my name? He looks at you and like kind of turns his head sideways.
Your name's Polly?
Well, yes.
My name's Paul. Wow, that's a really cool coincidence.
Yes, it is. I feel very strange about this entire encounter. Come, I'll bring you to the queen.
We all do.
I don't know, but we'll decide when we get there. So he kind of ushers
What's
the three of you forward.
What's the floor made out of, like, as we walk in there?
The floor is carved out of marble, as is like about halfway up the wall of this like great hall.
There is an audible like scratch as like I don't even care. Like I just like it's just like grinding into the stone, like not even fazed by it. Just
you see Polly's got like a visible tick as you're like going up and you just hear this scraping noise, just really cringes him. Because you know that's a way to say that. That's a word. We're gonna go with that. So he ushers you through, and you kind of like go up a grand staircase.
I will be one step behind Paul in case his axe catches and he falls backwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good point. It's a good.
Very.
Do I need to make like a
dex
strength
save.
check to see? Okay, a dex save.
Yeah. Roll me a dex save. I want to see how this goes.
Ooh, that's not great. That's a 7. I gotta double check to make sure there's not a thing I have to. I think I have something about dex saves, but that might only be when I'm raging. First time.
Yeah, you'll have advantage on dex saves.
Yeah, I think that's what I get. It's like, yeah, advantage on dex saving throws. Oh, against effects that I can see because I'm walking up the stairs. Would you say that this is something I can see, or because it's behind me? I'm gonna let you make that call.
Yeah, we'll say that it's something you can see.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a little better. That's a 13.
So there's definitely a stumble here. Like you don't totally
Pulling it up behind me.
So
Like-
so it's not a complete biff, but it's also not graceful at all. There's a lot to be desired from this particular entrance.
Yeah, not known for my
you would
grace.
Yeah,
I'll just like push him back forward. There you go.
Now I understand the purpose of you. He just kind of continues walking. I'm still unsure. Takes you up. Now, they are currently on the same floor as your character, Jeff. And Polly leads you guys into a kind of foyer area before you get into the Queen's audience hall. So this is a labyrinth of a place. There are a crap ton of different spaces available. He ushers you into this space and tells you that one of the guards from the inside will be with you as soon as they can. Everybody roll me a perception.
I assume accepting myself.
Accepting yourself.
So I go to my little dice app and roll something.
Yeah, go to your dice app and roll me a d20.
Okay.
And
I got a
then
19.
add 19. Nice.
Yeah.
25.
Very nice.
Assuming I just use this app correctly, I rolled a 6.
Oh no. You're distracted by explosions. You should also have on your character sheet in the little middle section that has a bunch of skills broken down, like acrobatics and all of that.
Mhm.
There should be one for perception.
Okay,
Does
you're
it?
gonna have to second. Hang on.
It'll be
Oh,
in
that-
your wisdom section.
On the wizard or the barbarian? Which one am I?
You're going to be the wizard right now because you
Okay.
were a wizard doing wizardy things a second ago.
On which one? Perception.
Yes.
Oh God, I'm a -1.
Oh God. It's going to be great. So that's actually, you rolled a 6.
So yeah, so we have a 5, right?
Yes, we do.
Make-
So you are very distracted by the smoke and the cleanup, and
Damn
don't
work set up either. So it's fitting.
you don't notice this. But and what was yours, Reagan?
14.
14. Okay. I will wait until he gets back. There we go. Sweet. You are left alone in this area to wait for the Queen's guard. You all hear a strange, like, crying sound coming from a panel in the wall to your right. Jeff, you don't hear this because your character is otherwise indisposed with things that go boom.
Your fault. No, it's yours.
There's also arguing going on from the left.
So there's a panel to the right, and there's some sort of a screaming going on behind it.
Yeah, there's like a screaming kind of wailing sound happening.
I walk up to it and put my hands up. Do you need help? Can you hear me?
Help! Help! Please help!
I take my axe and I go, I gotcha! And I just start trying to get through the panel, I guess.
Roll me a strength check.
Okay. This is more my forte. Oh,
Very
that's a
popular
12.
with castle staff.
That's a 12, you said?
That's a 12.
Oof.
Yeah,
So
bad roll.
So I'm going to ask a question for you there, Jason. Would not being able to hit the wall make you perhaps rage?
Maybe it just depends on how it goes, like how that eventually happens.
well, thankfully it was a 12, not a 1. So
Yeah,
you take
true.
a swing at this thing, and then you realize that this is still part of what is marble at this point. So you swing and it chinks, but it chinks and bounces. I would like for you to roll me a dex save.
Oh no. Okay.
Still being
That's-
behind him.
That's
What's
a
that?
4. That's a 4.
Still being behind him. I'll just like 2 fingers push him back forward.
So you see him swing his axe, ka-tink, and fall backwards.
Okay, now I rage.
Can I see this from where I am, or am I just too distracted arguing with myself at this
Roll
point?
me another perception check, because
Okay.
like this is a separate sound, a separate set of noises. You did not hear the guy wailing. You might hear this.
I might hear what now? Sorry.
You might hear what
Oh.
just the bizarre calamity that just happened out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I probably heard that because the 15 minus the 1,
14?
so
Yeah.
I'm at 14. Yeah.
This was not a hard one to hear, so yeah, you catch this. There is a loud clanging sound outside that, like, because it wasn't a super high one, you can identify that it's out of place.
Yeah. At which
But-
point, Crom acknowledges to Mork, "Oh, look, there's someone with about your intelligence." You know, in reference to this giant, what he perceives as this wee dwarf swinging this giant axe. Something you would do.
That's
I
fabulous.
yeah, I go into a rage and I scream, "There's someone trapped in the wall!" and I just go at it again, trying to get this person out of the wall.
Roll me another strength. A strength.
All right.
Or
Okay,
an
here we
attack roll,
go.
it's
That's
fine
a
too.
22.
There you go. That's a good one. So you take a swing and manage to catch kind of a seam where the transition is made from marble to glass, and you just shatter a chunk of what sits above. So it's about like 3 feet of marble, which is how you caught it the first time, because it's about as tall as you.
Yeah.
But the part above it just shattered this archway, this decorative archway that looked purely ornamental, but reveals that there was a false wall there. So you can now have access to the area behind.
Okay. I just run in and be like, "Where are you? I got you. Where are you?"
There's a 3-foot wall of marble that you need to jump over to get there.
Oh crap! Okay.
And you are dragging your great axe.
Okay.
What's that?
Would you like
Yeah.
a boost?
I would just give him a grimace in my rage. So,
Was that a yes or a...
would this be an athletics check?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll say athletics instead.
So I get
athletics
advantage
or
on those and I'm
acrobatics would
raging,
work.
right?
Yeah, if it was overhead, I would make you do acrobatics, but we'll go athletics can work on this too.
That would be that's a 20. No, sorry, a 20 even.
Oh yeah.
Not
You just
natural, but
you clear that just fine. Jeff, you are hearing an amazing din out there. If you want to, you can go out and check it out and see what the heck is going on. Sorry.
All right, so yeah, I come down the stairs from a little area that I was kind of above them, and I could see what's going on. And I figure at this point my master is going to be very angry because why the heck is this dwarf tearing up this wall? And basically, I walk in and like, what in the bloody hell are you doing?
Good day.
There is a dwarf scaling a wall, carrying an axe larger than him. There is a woman standing back taking notes, and then there's
Always taking notes.
Eden.
He's not a dwarf, though, right?
Nope, he is a gnome.
I call him a dwarf. I'm sorry. My fault. All you
He's a
short
short
people.
species.
I'm in
All you short
like
people
a
are the
rage
same to
moment.
me.
I'm in like rage moment trying to find who every person is who's like needing help. So
Do I know anything about this?
No.
Okay.
You have been told to ignore voices that you hear in that particular corridor. That is
might be
all you
good
know.
information to have before busting a wall down and jumping inside of a room.
that is all you know.
Always
And you don't
warn
know
your
why.
Awesome. Sorry guys, just TPK'd everybody. My bad.
So what you see, as Paul goes bananas trying to find this guy and just like does that one-handed Daniel Craig Bond like swoop over the 3-foot wall.
Holding an axe
You-
bigger than him in one hand while he's doing it.
Just it's really impressive looking. So you see towards the back of this area a pit where there is like in what dim light you can tell is coming in through some of the more transparent areas of glass. You see an old, incredibly emaciated man who is chained to the floor. His feet are chained in place. His hands are chained with longer chains, and his neck is also chained. All of these things glow with a bit of an arcane energy. There are runes that are giving a little bit of a glow, and you hear him call, "Help! Help! Water! Please water. And he looks like he needs everything. Food, water, anything out. He looks real rough. It looks like he's probably been on death's door for a hot minute. Roll me, Eden. Roll me. What do I want this to be? We'll start off with perception. Roll me a perception check.
What?
Hi, Georgia.
Hi.
Hi, Georgia.
Bye. So you feel a tugging, like this deep urge towards this direction. There is something strange going on here. And roll me an insight check now that you have perceived it.
19.
There is definitely something that fits the description of what you should be looking for here.
Okay, so I will step over the 3-foot wall.
And I mean, it looks like this guy's been dodging death for a minute, but you're not sure if it's intentional or not, but he looks like he should have died now. 1 moment.
So really good try, but you pushed your mute button twice.
Sorry, didn't mean to deafen anybody. My bad. So you see the same thing that Paul has seen. If you are filing in behind all of this shenaniganery, then you would also see this, Thea. And then there's Mork in the back. Wait, or Crom. Mork's the orc, Crom's the not orc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Orc's
Correct.
the orc.
Wait,
Orc's
am I
the orc.
muted?
Is it dark in
You're
here?
good. It is very dim. So it's not straight up dark.
Don't worry, I can see with my orc eye.
Oh wait, which one's my orc eye? I don't know. But anyway,
Keith, go ahead and roll me perception.
Okay.
Sounds like something just broke in the next room. No, nope.
His
One.
soul is what just broke.
Nothing strange. You're dealing with customers, like trying to sell people things. You're good.
Yep.
So
That was a
having
natural.
only played with 2 of you before, the 2 of you probably should recognize something. I've rolled real well tonight, and nobody else has.
Yep. This is
That's
not
true.
good.
Huh.
So typically,
Interesting.
I roll absolutely terribly. So
Yes, he
this is
does.
interesting.
Yeah. This is a pleasant surprise and twist of fate for you. I'm concerned about how the rest of this might go.
I think it would make for a very fun campaign if everybody keeps rolling bad except for one person.
He's rolled well on things that don't matter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some of this might matter a lot. We'll find out shortly. We'll see how this goes.
More pyramids later.
So you have found this man. Now what? He's requesting water specifically. He seems very dry. Looks like he needs out of this situation. What do you do? Bum, bum, bum.
We should put him out of his misery. No, we'll do no such thing.
Well, I guess I'm still raging, so I guess I'm gonna look at the chains and I guess try to take the chains out, which is probably a really bad idea, but
Interesting. Yeah, go ahead if you want to and roll me an attack roll.
Okay. Oh no, that's an 11.
That's
My bad.
actually you're fine. You're kind of glad that that's an 11 because you managed to miss the chain directly, and and you feel this like big thud into the ground. You can actually see here, like the floor here, since it's an upper story, is wood. And your axe sticks a little bit. I mean, it's recoverable, but you stick a little bit into the wood of the floor.
Hi,
Okay.
Georgia.
Extra attack again. Try to get those chains.
Roll me that beautiful bean footage.
That is a 25 to hit.
That will hit. Roll me the damage.
That is 8 total damage.
So you feel this swing, and it feels really good and solid right onto the chain. And as you hit the chain, you feel this like electricity jolt through your body, and you take 4 points of lightning damage.
Nice. Ouch. Okay, well that's me.
I will lean over and touch the man's hand and cast Spare the Dying
Okay.
on him, so at least he's somewhat stabilized. I don't even know if I have water.
He looks, yeah, you would have, like, in your traveling gear, everybody would have, like, a water skin and some basic rations for, probably a few nights' trips, just in case, because being out here, you might end up out there for a while. So, yeah, you'd have a few days' rations and a water skin with you.
Okay. I will give him some water. Probably going to piss somebody off, but I did it.
You give him the water, and you see as he drinks it up, and his eyes begin to glow a deep turquoise.
Oh, that's not good.
As this happens, you also see his form start to change. So he shifts into a liquid form first, comes out of the chains. Yes.
Glowing eyes, I cast Dispel Magic.
So with the glowing eyes,
I don't know if it's going to do anything, but that's the immediate reaction.
okay, so as soon as his eyes glow, you dispel magic.
Mhm.
Okay. Give me a sec. So you see, as he begins to take a more liquid form, you cast Dispel Magic, and he becomes more solid again. He looks at you defiantly, and you can kind of see him, and he begins to grow in size.
Is he still in the chains?
He is currently still in the chains, yes. However, as he continues to grow, while the bindings are still there and beginning to tighten into his skin, as he grows, the chains themselves are going to let go.
I will. Hold on, I got two
Really?
spells. Let me see which one
I
I
just
want to
lost
do.
audio for a minute there.
Oh,
so
no.
yeah, so
I
my
will
guy
cast
was
suggestion.
completely oblivious to everything that just happened.
So,
Sorry.
no, you're fine. So you see this guy. As soon as she gives him water, he tries to become liquid to get out of the chains. Eden cast Dispel Magic, so he couldn't, and then he began to grow in size and enlarge himself to the point that the shackles did not give, but the chains did. And you are casting Suggestion, Tia?
Yes.
So go ahead and is there a save with that?
Yeah, he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
That is an unnatural 20.
Yep, that saves. Well, we tried.
It was a good thought. So you see this hulking form combust out of these chains. If you would like, which you should probably like, go ahead and roll me initiative. Jeff, you are still there. If you would like to do something to respond to this before we have initiative, then you can.
Look at my spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, while he's looking
Sorry.
up that, I got a 5.
Okay.
And I'll have these printed up for next time, so I won't have to look as
No
hard out.
worries. Yeah, this is a thing that happens. It's fine. Why are you messing with my input device? Stop. There we go. You said 8, Eden?
Oh no. Let's see, 7 plus 3, 10.
Okay, 10. Well, you're not there yet, Keith.
Yeah, I went
This
ahead
might
and
come
rolled
in handy.
anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. You won't have too terribly long to wait, I don't think.
Too terribly long.
Reagan?
11.
Guys, we broke 10 by 1.
Wow. Just wow.
Does the first game even like count really? Like, everybody's just feeling
If
your
there's a
character.
TPK, yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say, when the whole party dies, then...
Hey, the whole party will not die because I'm not even there.
Oh, that's a good point.
There you go.
Our
Save
story
yourself,
will live
Keith.
on.
Keith will just play with himself for the next few
No
sessions.
idea it happened.
Hey, careful. Phrasing!
You got anything?
Oh yeah, so sorry. I just have a sense that this is about to go awry, so I just shield myself.
Probably. Shield self? That's fair. That's
It's a smart
fair.
move.
Yep, that's smart. That should increase your armor class.
Yes. So he has a high +2 initiative. Oh, okay. So he is definitely going first. I need everybody to make me a wisdom save.
I'm sorry, I'm just first level right now, right? Or how many?
No, you should be 5th
You're
level.
5th.
That's right. Okay.
Okay. Gosh, I hope you're not playing a first level right now because that's
Yeah,
going to suck
right.
really bad.
Yeah,
if you
no,
engage.
I'm pretty sure I made those 5th level characters for you.
So all the spells on my list are things I have access to. Then correct?
Yes.
Or do I just choose 4? Like it says, first level, I have 4 slots. Am I supposed to be picking 4 of those, or did you pretty much pre-select those?
It should have some that should be marked as prepared for you, and I'm going to pull up your character sheet so that I can have it here to look at.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. We didn't have a lot of time to go through some of this.
I think all of us have been there at least once or twice.
Mhm.
Oh, it actually did not mark them as prepared for you. Okay.
Can you still hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Sorry, I just
you
popped in your ear, everything's
can.
freezing.
Oh god.
Oh no, wait. With a wizard, I forget how wizards work.
What's the question for the wizards?
I'm trying to remember how many spells he gets to prepare. I think it's that doesn't sound right.
I don't have my PhD right here with me. I'm sorry.
I used to be able to pull these right up.
Yeah, no.
At 5th level, he'll have 4 cantrips. He can have
Yeah, but it's how
4
many does it?
levels.
How many does he have prepared? Is the question.
And
all right, so it's your intelligence modifier plus your wizard level. Okay, so at 5th level, you can prepare 5 plus whatever your intelligence modifier is, which for you is 2. So you can prepare 7 spells. So pick 7 of those spells that are on that list to have prepared.
If I can get back to that, what just happened?
And you can change which ones you have prepared each day.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Also, I'm gonna have you roll me initiative.
Which one is that?
So that's gonna be a D20 roll plus your dex. I'm missing something there.
Oh dear God.
Nope, that's
All right.
that's all
Nope,
it's going to
that's
be.
Yeah. So my D20 roll. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about that. Let's see what my dex is.
You add 1 to it,
Oh.
so it's
So
a plus
yeah,
1.
that'd be a whopping 4 there, guys.
Hey, you're still going ahead of me.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. So I'm gonna need all of you guys to make me a wisdom save.
Is that still a D20?
Yep, plus your wisdom modifier or whatever. Oh, and you get proficiency too. No, wrong thing. Never mind.
Yeah, so for you, Jeff, you'll actually add 2 to your roll.
Oh, okay. Keith, I appreciate that. You having that real handy right there.
No worries.
Oh, okay. I got a 21 on that one.
Nice.
You got a what?
21.
Nice.
Paul rolled a 15.
Okay. 15.
Steven, we could not hear you.
I don't know why, but somehow it keeps bumping itself onto push to talk. I was an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Okay. Reagan, what you got?
7.
All right.
And we have lost your camera, Danny.
Yeah, I'm struggling on my end with all of this. My internet is not loving me. I'm just super happy that you can still hear my voice because all of you guys are like super, like you're freezing at really interesting times for me. So I'm getting some great facial expressions.
I'm sure.
But I can hear everybody fine, so I guess that's fine. Okay, so for Jeff, you said you had a 21?
Yes.
Okay. For Jason and Reagan, you guys now have the frightened condition. So you are going to end up having disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls as long as he's in sight. and you cannot get closer to him until you are no longer frightened.
Okay.
So, with Jeff and Eden, I'm sorry, with Crom and Eden, you guys see the others freezing up where they stand. As Crom begins to take his movement in flight overhead, trying to get out of that same area that Paul just broke. Technically, this does allow you to attack them anyway. And you guys who have already rolled, you can still act, but you have disadvantage. So that would end up going to... So how does this work attack of opportunity wise? Do you get an attack of opportunity and your initiative roll?
So attacks of opportunity are reactions based on the target leaving your melee range.
So this would happen anyway. He is going to be flying 30 feet out of the hole, over your head, and out of the broken window. So that does give all of you guys an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You said he didn't get out of the shackles, so it's just the chains broke, right?
Yes.
Can I grab the chain and hold on to it, and then I want to slip the immovable rod into the chain and click it?
I love this so much. Okay. Roll me an athletics check first to see if you can grab a hold of the chain and hang with him through the air.
All right. This being kind of a reckless move, would I get the reckless advantage to that, or?
I mean, you're still raging, and at least for
Yeah.
the rules, it would probably work.
Yeah, I'll say so.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so athletics. Oh, I am so glad because I just rolled a natural 1.
Woo!
All right, that's
Guys.
much better. All
Getting
right,
done
so
with, man.
that's a 22.
You are able to grab the chain and hang 10 through the air.
Okay.
Now I'm going to have you roll me a dex save to see, or not a dex save, I'm sorry. Roll me an acrobatics check to see if you have the dexterity to be able to put because you're trying to put this through the chain part, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to grab the chain, and then as it lifts me, just jam it into the chain and click it.
So this is going to be a relatively small space to have to force this rod through in midair as you're flying through. So roll me an acrobatics check on that one.
Okay.
You are able to put the immovable rod through and click it into the air so that the chain is now clicked into the immovable rod. The chain rolled a 4 on its strength check, however, and breaks as soon as there is enough pressure on it to keep going. But I would like to give you an inspiration for that because that was amazing. So take an inspiration. You get a reroll. If something goes terribly awry, you get a reroll.
Well, the way I'm rolling so far, that might happen sooner rather than later. But
I actually like how we do this at home for our other games. So you guys, each of you has 2 inspiration that you can award to another player for doing something really awesome. So I like that. Just make sure you're keeping track, because we usually keep track with poker chips, and you don't have that available right now. So
If we're going with those rules, then it's okay. I apologize. Paul is Jason, right? That's your first name?
Yeah.
Jason. Yes, then Jason, you have one of mine as well, because that was amazing.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome.
Listen, I have been waiting ever since I started playing D&D to have an immovable rod and have a moment to do something ridiculous like that with it. So,
Well, you got
I
it in the
love
first
that
hour
so
and a
much.
half, so that works.
Yes, that
Of
makes
course,
me
the
very,
moment
very
number,
happy.
like the chain breaks, but
Doesn't matter. It was a clutch move.
That was
definitely.
a super clutch move, man. So yeah, you get that. That was you.
Although
Uh,
now I'm laughing at this picture in my head of this gnome hanging from an immovable rod about 10 feet
yeah,
off the
essentially.
ground.
So, who else would like to take your attack of opportunity? Because you all get one.
Sure.
Keith,
Go,
would
you
like-
raise your hand. Go for it.
Okay. Oh. Sorry. I'm rolling in different places.
Okay.
Yeah, you would be the next person in the marching order. He'd be flying over anyway, so that makes sense.
Okay. Does a 24 hit? I hope
24
so.
does hit, yes.
Then that's going to be 3. Okay, so he will take 8 points of slashing damage as Eden grabs his sheath with one hand, and with the other he draws his sword. He draws his rapier, and just slashes up.
So you feel it connect and rip through flesh as you see he begins to, like, the wound almost automatically starts to kind of reseal, not totally, but there's definitely some instantaneous resealing through there, and you hear this shriek above you. His face kind of takes on the shape less of a man and a little bit more like a demon form, as his like maw spreads a little bit in this wah! Kind of like wail.
How'd that go
And
again?
he's over you. I can't do that. No. I can't apparently make very good sound effects right now. That was supposed to be a very different sound than what actually came out of my mouth. Yeah, something vaguely similar to door creak. Apparently, I don't know what that was. So yes, you get that you can definitely tell that damage was done. It is not the damage that you expected. And that would bring us in the marching order to Reagan.
I will cast Eldridge Blast.
And that's an attack roll spell, right?
It is.
You do have disadvantage because you are still frightened.
Forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Do you have the Warcaster feat?
I do not.
Opportunity attacks must be melee unless you have the Warcaster feat.
Oh, okay. No worries. How high up is it?
It is. He's probably about 15. Well, no, 10 because you're still in your melee range. So,
10 feet. Okay.
Yes. So he's like 10 feet off the ground, flying overhead.
Okay. Well, I am over 6 foot tall and I have a quarterstaff. So can I hit it with that?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that. So it was a natural 20 and a 19
Oh, nice.
for
Good deal.
disadvantage. So I'll take 19, 23.
23. That, yeah, for sure. That's going to hit.
For 5 points of damage, bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You see, like, you lift your staff up into the air and like swing, and it's this really excellent, like, kind of clothesline, kind of strike moment where you just like waylay him and tee off on his head. You kind of feel this crunching underneath your staff of his face, and you kind of see it cave in on one side, and then it starts to pop back out a little bit. But
I like it.
Yeah, he felt that it was not comfortable for him by no means, but he bounced back real well.
Hanging by one arm, I just go ooh when I said it.
That's awesome.
I don't care what planet you're from. That's gotta hurt.
Yep. It's just gonna start being the commentator. It's gonna be our Joe Rogan. All right. So that's going to bring us in our marching order. He's going to be flying over Jeff next.
So it has to be melee.
Yes,
No, not necessarily.
unless you have the Warcaster feat, opportunity
Oh, wait.
attacks have to be melee.
Okay. Because I'm out of range for melee,
Sorry.
right? Didn't you say I went back over the wall or something?
Did you?
Dungeon Master.
No, I don't think so.
Oh well, in that case,
Did I
hang
say
on.
that?
I have to. I don't know. I guess I misheard something.
You had some audio stuff going on here and there, but
Yeah.
I thought that you would come back over the wall
Okay.
following in with them.
So, in that case, I think that my alter ego is about to take control. And hang on, does he have? Oh yes, I had a great axe in my back pocket, evidently.
So the problem with this is you don't get this much freedom quite.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not, like I said, I wasn't quite exactly sure how we were doing this,
So you're gonna roll each day to see which alter ego gets to pretty much have the spotlight in this situation.
Okay.
So since you are currently Crom, you can take an attack with your melee weapon, but you're not gonna have because I don't think you're proficient with it, right, Keith?
Yes.
If you have
So as Crom, you are not proficient with the great axe.
melee. Yeah, so you can take a swing, but you don't get to add your proficiency bonus or anything. So it's just straight up your D20 roll, pretty much.
Plus any strength you have.
Yes, plus
Yeah,
strength.
and if you have a strength, which actually you have decent strength anyway. So
Okay. Well, heck, let's take a swing at him with this great axe.
go for it.
Okay, so hang on. Sorry, I'm having to scroll through apps here. Doesn't help. I just got this new phone, and like I got used to that stupid home button. Now I don't have it. It's messing me up. All right. So anyway,
Totally get it.
yeah. D20, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what was my strength? I just lost it.
+4.
Hate it when I lose my strength.
Oh damn it! Hang on. So guys, I was
Shadows.
screwing up using this app. All right. So apparently it automatically adds a roll to the previous roll unless I tell it to reset. So that 21 I had earlier was an accident. That was not a true 21. That was my fault. So, but I know how to not do that now. So this was a real 19 though on the D20 roll.
You are muted, Danny.
Uh-oh. Hey, what's my strength modifier?
+4.
Back.
+4. Sorry.
Yes, you are back.
Nice.
Okay.
I knew you had it right there in front of you. So 23. And that's a real 20.
Let me double check. Oh, and yeah, you actually you passed your wisdom save, so you're cool. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Yeah, you're cool.
So now you get to roll your damage, which it should say there in your weapons chart how much damage that does.
Hang on, I have to go back to the weapons chart.
If it's a great axe, it's
It's
a
a
1d12.
1d12 +4.
Okay.
If you're not proficient,
Damn it. Hang on.
The proficiency is only for the attack bonus.
right?
It
Okay,
won't
yeah. So
Yeah.
1d12
affect the
+4.
Okay. We have a 6 + 4 is going to be 10.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sure you can figure out that 6 + 4 was 10. Just explaining how that pulled there.
Hey,
All right.
you know what? In D&D, math is hard.
It's a lot of math, indeed.
Yeah, simple addition gets really stressful in this game.
It really does. It really does.
It gets worse if you're a rogue. 2 + 4 + 4 + 2.
Mm-hmm.
So your orc half out of like almost muscle memory, because like Crom has not approved this decision, but like you managed to lift up your great axe in this moment of pure just instinct and take a swipe up above your head, and you connect solidly with his clavicle and then chop in, but very much like Eden, you kind of see pretty quickly the fiber of his flesh starting to reseal. So there's still a gash there, but it is not the damage you would have expected to be able to do. So there's you're still doing some damage between all of you though. So you managed to get you all managed to take those swings. Let me see. And go ahead. We are now back in actual initiative order. He is out that little window into the hallway, and he has actually already gone because those were all opportunity attacks for you. So he's out in the main foyer area. You kind of hear some calls from down below, but it's going to take folks a minute to get up to you. Our first person in your initiative order is going to be Reagan.
Okay. How does frightened work? Can I make myself unfrightened?
You can try to make the wisdom save again.
Okay. Is that like my turn though?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Does that like is that my action to be to try to unfrighten myself?
Yes, in this case.
Okay. Then I will cast Chill Touch at disadvantage for being frightened.
Okay. Is that a touch range spell?
No, it's 120
Okay,
feet.
cool.
It makes a skeleton hand that grabs him.
Okay.
Cool. And that is going to be 19.
That will hit.
Sweet. He takes 1d8 necrotic damage, which is a 7, and he cannot regain any hit points until the start of my next turn.
Nice. All right.
And then do I have any bonus actions? Oh, shoot. I should have done that first. Okay.
I hate those moments.
Yeah. Learning warlock stuff it's new.
Spellcasters are always hard.
Yeah. Next time I will hex him as a bonus action because that's important.
Yeah, that's an important thing.
And then I'll just try to use what movement I have to get out of this little room we're in back over the wall if I can.
Okay, yeah, you can get back over the wall.
Okay.
And Eden.
Okay. So Eden is going to stroll back over to the 3-foot wall and step over. He's going to look up, and there's going to be out from underneath his cape, actually, a little tail snakes out and starts twitching. So he reaches over and pops open his little compartment on his arm, and he plays 3 notes. One of them is a very deep, resonant one, and the other 2 are much higher. And he says, Umirai. And his eyes will flash red, and he's going to put a death mark on him.
Nice.
And then he's casting heat metal.
Huh. Nice.
So with that, that is 2d8. Yes. Okay, so he will take 15 points of damage.
Nice.
And I'm assuming that he cannot drop the shackle in his neck.
You are correct.
Okay, so because he cannot drop the shackle in his neck, does not drop the object. It has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
On attack rolls and ability checks. Okay. All right.
And that was fire damage, if it makes a difference.
Actually, it does. So that works. Good deal. Well done, Eden. And then we go back to Paul, right? You have a 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
So whoever this is still within my line of sight.
Yes.
Okay. So I am still frightened. So I'm going to take this as a reckless attack. Great weapon master, and I'm going to use my hand axe. And I'm going to, still hanging from a chain, just throw my hand axe with my free hand. So, because this is reckless, this will just make it a normal roll.
That's awesome. Do it.
And Great Weapon Master. Oh, a bad roll. Yeah, that's like that's a 10.
That is definitely not going to hit.
Yeah. I have an extra attack, but I imagine I probably can't grab my second hand axe in time to get that second attack off. So
Yeah, probably not. Since you're a little
Since
occupied
I'm holding-
hanging and
yeah. So,
yeah,
okay.
that not so much, but it was a great try. And
Yeah.
that brings us back to Jeff.
Yeah, so I'm very irritated with my other half for swinging that axe without my consent and permission. And so, in an attempt to outdo him, as a matter of fact, I think I even look at him and I'm like, or I don't look at him, obviously I am him, but, it's like, we did not discuss this. It's like, oh, you'll thank me later. And now it's like, I'm going to go ahead and, out of trying to teach my other half a lesson, I launch a magic missile.
Nice.
Which
nice.
is...
It's a 1d4 for every missile. And
you
I
should
think
get 3 of them.
3?
Yeah, 3.
That's what
Unless
I
he
could...
casts it at a higher level.
So how many d4s am I rolling here?
At least 3 unless you cast it at a higher level.
Oh, so do I? Should I do that? I don't. This is a newbie thing to me here.
So with
spell
magic
slots
missile,
Mhm.
well, I was just going to say, so with magic missile, you automatically hit. So at first level, you can roll 3 damage dice. You just basically cast 3 of the missiles. If you cast it at a level higher, if you cast it at second level, you can get 1 extra missile on it.
Yeah, it kind of
And you've got
depends-
3rd level spells, so you could theoretically use one of those and add another one as well.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how you want your economy to be with your spells. Like if you have a really badass spell that would do a lot more damage that you want to be able to use later, then you might want to save some of those upgrades. But yeah, so that's kind of the factor that you're going to be playing on.
Okay. Well, we'll keep it simple for right now then. And I hit the wrong button. I'm trying to look at. All right, so I need to roll 3d4s.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So I have to figure out how to do that on here. I don't know if I hit the. Am I adding that total together? Is that what we're doing here?
I mean,
Yeah, so
for
3d4
this,
together.
essentially, yeah.
All right, so good. 1, 2, 3. So my total is 10 on rolling 3d4s.
Nice.
Not too shabby.
10 points of damage.
That is not shabby at all.
Yeah, not for a freaking magic missile.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So Keith, roll me a perception check. I'm going to give you advantage this time too, because there's a lot going on above you.
Okay. So that is going to be a 9. I rolled a 3 and a 4.
With advantage?
With
Jeez.
advantage. Yeah.
Ugh.
You're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
There's a lag between when I hit the button and when it shows up as muted. So I'm struggling to figure out whether I'm on or off based upon that. So there are other people on the street even that are beginning to like look up and take notice that there's some real strange sounds coming out of the castle windows.
I mean, I am so focused on blowing this vase at this point.
Man, yeah, there are so many things I could say to that.
Staying focused
I'm
is
glad it
important when
wasn't
you're
me.
blowing things.
Yeah, focus is definitely important when you're blowing things. That's especially when there's like sharp, pointy objects involved. I'm just saying that's.
La 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 la.
All right. So remind me, Reagan, what your thing imposed upon him. You did something that would affect him this go round. So
He can't
attack rolls
regain.
and ability checks, right? Okay.
That's from me,
Oh.
but I think it was he couldn't regain health
Right.
until her.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. All right. So he is going to turn and he was in an enclosed space before. He's not in one right now. That's going to impact his speed. Oh, why am I grabbing that? I need this. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you see him turn around, very irritated that this is going on right now. He clearly thought that this was going to be a pretty simple, like, smash and go sort of a thing once he actually got somebody to give him what he needed to escape. He is going to turn around and cast Fireball into the space where you guys are. So that's going to end up being... It's going to hurt a bit.
Ouch.
Let's see.
Good thing I cast that shield. Sorry for the rest of y'all.
So
That shield ain't going to help you that much for a fireball, but
Oh damn.
Mr. Wizard there, Jeffafa, take a look at your spell sheet.
Okay.
I hope you've got it prepared. I hope it was one of the ones that you prepared. One of your third level spells.
Counterspell is what he's hoping you have.
I'm hoping you prepared counterspell. I know it's on your list. I gave it to you.
No, it's yes, I do have this one. Hang on. I think I opened the wrong sheet, but yes, I remember seeing it there. Hang on 1 second.
Was it one of the ones that you actually prepared?
Yes, because you said I had 5, right?
it's 5 plus your intelligence.
Yeah, so you would have actually had 6. No, you would have been able to prepare.
Oh, well, yeah. So, yeah, I had actually marked down 5 here, but that was one of them. So I actually have one more I can grab here. So, yes.
Awesome.
Because I went kept both Counterspell and Dispel Magic.
Counterspell is a reaction spell, so as he's starting to cast, I would suggest cast Counterspell.
So yeah, let's do that. Thanks for the tip. Yes. Yeah, so let's counterspell that.
So you cast your counterspell. Is there a particular way that you would like that cast to look to flavor that?
As in like you want me to do a hand gesture real quick and be like, I'm counterspell.
As a representation, like I had a wizard who used counterspell a lot, and he would just do finger guns. That's just how he casted
I
counterspell.
love it.
That's
Ba-boom!
amazing.
If I say I like that, I don't think I can steal his.
You can absolutely steal it, but yeah, that's
Oh.
it's all about the flavor, man.
This
Yeah,
is
you
not
can
the
do
spell you're
anything you want.
casting.
Yep.
I draw this circle in front of me, trying to be all fancy. I really don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just trying to show off everybody else.
It's like he doesn't actually have a thing. He just randomly does different things every time he casts the spell.
Precisely. As long as
like,
it looks good.
There's no actual hand motion. He just tries to figure out something that looks cool every time.
Yep, exactly. That is.
What'll
that
be
is that.
jazz hands?
All right. So what do I need to roll here?
You shouldn't have to roll anything.
Yep.
Yeah, third level.
And Fireball is third level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he cast it at third level.
So it just automatically works.
Yep. So you manage to you do whatever strange thing it is that you do to try and look fancy. And
you saved somebody's life.
Yes, you saved some lives.
That's what you
today.
did.
You see all of a sudden this giant ball of fire that is coming towards you guys just disappear, and he looks at you very frustrated and turns, and he is going to make it 60 feet across the room, and then it's back to Reagan.
Okay, so now I'm going to bonus action Hex because I know how this works now.
There you go.
Yeah. Do I have to make an attack for that? You place a curse?
No.
No, it just happens. Okay.
It just happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
just
then
a creature you see.
Okay. I will cast Eldritch Blast with Agonizing Blast.
Ooh.
Nice. Remind me what that does, because
I just get to add my charisma modifier to the damage.
Nice. I like that. That's cool.
And since warlocks are charisma builds,
Well, I don't know if this one's going to hit though, because that is a 3. That's 11.
So it's 11 to hit?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So there's no damage from that. Does he take damage from the hex just for me casting it, or do I have to hit him?
no, you actually have to hit him.
Yeah, you've got to hit him.
Okay.
You should also pick one ability, and he will have disadvantage on abilities using that ability.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Let's give him disadvantage on strength.
Okay. And that works.
And then I want to use what movement I have just to kind of follow him, but not be so bunched up with everybody else in case he tries to do a fireball again.
Okay. That is fine. All right. And is that you?
That's me.
All right. Eden.
So you said he flew 60 feet. Now, is he 60 feet up, 60 feet out? Like, where is he in relation to me?
He is still 10 feet above the floor level, and 60 feet out from where he started that turn. So he's moved laterally through the air.
Okay. So then I will move 30 feet closer to him, which I assume still puts me out at like 50 feet, right?
Yeah, that'd be about right at this point.
And he's going to quirk an eyebrow and say, "You're not as fast as you think you are," and cast Vicious Mockery.
Nice.
So
Wisdom save?
correct.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's embarrassing. So even with his wisdom modifier, that's gonna be at 10.
Will fail. Take 2d4 damage. Oh, well, so he'll take 3 points of damage, and he will have disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Okay.
before the end of its next turn. And then with Eden's free hand, he's going to sort of like snap his fingers, and the metal around his neck is going to start glowing again, and he's going to heat that up again.
You hear a shriek as he does this.
It's another 2d8 fire damage. And that's another 10 points of damage. Fire damage this time.
Nice. Good deal. All right. Is that you?
It's me.
All right. Paul.
I'm still frightened at this point.
You are.
How far is he from me?
He is, let's see. Are you still hanging on the thing?
Yeah.
So at this point, he would be like roughly probably 80-ish feet out.
Okay, so I can't move closer to him than with my frightened condition. I guess what I'm going to do then is I'm going to click the immovable rod to drop to the ground. How far up am I?
Let's see. He was 10 feet off the ground, so you'd have been somewhere in the vicinity of like 8 to 10 feet off the ground.
Okay, so do I need to roll in athletics for my landing, or?
I'm going to say, yeah, roll me in athletics for your landing. It's not going to be, like, if you fail, it's not going to be damage. It's just going to be, it's going to take your movement to get back up.
Okay, and that's a 18 total.
Yeah, you're
for
fine.
athletics. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to click that, and then I guess I'm just going to use my turn to try to get unfrightened because I can't any closer until I am. So wisdom.
Yeah, go for it.
Throw.
Yeah, go.
Natural 20,
Yeah.
which is probably what I needed to roll in order to win or past that. So, do I still have movement, or is that my whole turn?
You would have half movement at this point, I think.
Okay.
Like, that makes sense since it's a click drop.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm fine
that's
with
fine.
half movement.
So my movement speed is 35 feet. So I'm going to take my 15 feet of movement running towards him. And then using my eagle totem, I will bonus action dash another 35 feet.
Nice.
So that brings me 50 feet closer. And then I'm going to throw my other hand axe. Oh, no, I can't because my action is to do that. So, no, I can't do that. That's my turn.
I like your spirit, though.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
awesome.
I forgot. I had to wisdom.
Very nice, very nice. And Jeff. Crom.
Sorry, I just realized I was muted still.
Huh?
Okay. So,
It's happening a lot.
still what now? Okay. So,
Nope, Danny, you just muted yourself.
there we go. She was just saying how that happens a lot.
2020,
Still-
man.
Still muted.
The issues
Yeah.
of 2020.
So anyway.
Am I unmuted now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My goodness.
Yeah, so Crom has decided now that he, for the dual purposes of protecting himself as well as getting out of range so Mork doesn't get any more bright ideas, I need to move away from this battle, get more to casting range. I'm not as familiar with range here, so hang on one second while I... Oh, God, my bad, I hit the wrong button. I'm right back. How can I realize? How can I see how far I can move?
How far you can move?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. I think
Just-
you're...
You should be 30.
It's like 30 feet walking or something like that. Hang
Yeah,
on, where'd
30
it
feet.
go?
Yeah.
And if you take the dash action, you can double that?
Yes, but
Nah.
that counts as an action.
Yes. So, like, that would be...
Take away my ability to actually do something, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All right. So, but I can move my 30 feet away or whatever and have that also have an action remaining.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So let me double check and make sure that my spells are still in range and. Okay, and we are. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move 30 feet out. And we're going to launch another magic missile.
All right. Delete.
Keeping it simple right now. So I roll my 3d4s. Boom, boom, and boom. And we have a 9.
All right. 9 points.
Now, isn't that 1d4 plus 1 for each of those, though?
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, it might be for magic missile.
So that
It'd be
actually.
12.
12.
Thank you. I forgot
And
my
I should.
plus.
Did you do the same thing before? Did you forget to add the plus?
I actually forgot to add the pluses before. So
Yeah, so that'll be
that
another
would have been
3.
13 the first time. I think we had a 10.
Yep.
Man, those magic missiles are doing great.
Yeah, no complaints there. I mean, I've really worked my magic missiles. Yeah.
You have, however, used 2 of your 4 first level spell slots.
Danny, you're muted again.
Am I back?
Yes.
It still says that I'm muted on my screen because everything is working so slow. Okay. So we got Jeff. Keith,
Yes.
roll me a freaking perception with advantage.
I'm not even looking at the dice yet because +5. About time. Both of them were 18s.
Yeah.
Right
So
in
that'll be a
time.
23.
All right. Okay, I'm just gonna stop muting this when I cough. Okay. So you're going to see this in a minute anyway, but it telegraphs. Now you start hearing the din after turning your head when everybody else, Bob, is turning their head too. You hear this crazy, like, squawking, clanging of metal, like all of these bizarre sounds coming from the second floor up of the castle to your side. And my baddie is going to, like, realizing he looks tired. He does not look super crazy injured, but he looks freaking tired. You're not sure how long he had been stuck down there, but this is probably, like, not his best feeling day in the world. And he is going to utilize his action to he's going to use some teleportation magic. You see him kind of wave his hand in the air and mutter a couple of words. His eyes teal up, and then you hear in the room next to you where the queen is, however, screams and a lot of clanking of metal from the interior of that. Keith, you see a large winged creature with a shackle around its talons and its neck, and also, like, funky little hooks. Like, I don't know what to call those hands, like bat wings would have.
Okay.
You see this large winged creature pulling Prince Ivan from a window and flying out the window with him. You guys are now standing in that foyer area.
How far away is he?
He's on the second floor. You are probably 100 feet from the actual castle itself, anyway, at least.
Okay.
So he's probably, with him being that far up, I'm going to say he's probably at a diagonal at least 200 feet out. Probably more.
So I'm going to reach down and I'm going to throw my apron back, and sitting in the middle of my chest, there's a bright glowing crystal. It's bright purple and it starts to light up a little bit. And I'm going to because I am an artificer and I've got the infiltrator armor, I'm going to sort of line him up and light him up. And I'm going to take a shot with my armor.
Okay.
He is,
Roll your attack roll.
however, at 200 feet out, he is in my long range. So this is going to be at disadvantage.
And I'm going to tell you before you say this, before you tell me what it is. If you get under a 5, there is a 50-50 shot you will miss or hit Ivan.
21.
Nice. At disadvantage?
At disadvantage.
Care Bear Stare!
Yes. Love it. Okay. What's that damage?
That is going to be 7 points of lightning damage.
So you see this like scorch happen across this thing's back. And hear this massive squawk as he's flying away. He continues to fly, and his grip on Ivan continues to get stronger.
I do have a second attack.
Go for it.
Oh, Keith.
Natural 1 for an 8.
Oh no. Okay. Roll me a
Kill the
percentile.
Kill the prince.
Roll me a
Kill the prince.
percentile. If you roll below a 50.
It's always comforting when the DM goes, "Oh no."
Oh no.
70.
Okay. You managed to just miss and not hit Ivan. So congratulations, you didn't kill the prince.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
goodness.
I hope a D6 plus 4 wouldn't kill the prince anyway, but, you know.
I mean...
Hey,
so...
Danny, two things.
Yes.
As soon as he teleports, if are we leaving initiative?
Yes, unless you have a way not to. Does that make sense?
Well,
like,
yeah,
Okay.
a way to like stop the teleportation or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would like to do two things then immediately.
Okay.
Still maintaining concentration on heat metal. I'd like to set it off one more time.
Okay. Go for it.
So that is 13 points of fire damage.
Okay. And I am going to... I have to decide what to do with this information now. Okay. You said 13 points of fire damage.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, that's good. So his response to this, he's still up, still definitely going. He doesn't even look crazy stupid injured, but you can tell that he's becoming more injured, particularly with the fire. His awareness that he is holding a squishy body becomes a bit blurred with the pain, but he does not drop Ivan, which is very good. He does, however, claw into him. So Keith, you would be able to see at this point, Ivan has a large gash from where one of the talons is dug into his side.
Okay.
Does not look like a fatal wound, but it's also, I mean, it's a wound. So that's a thing that you just witnessed.
And then second thing, you'll have to tell me if this works. Because
Okay.
at least per the wording in this PDF, it should work, sort of.
Sort
So
of.
rules as written versus rules as intended, right?
Okay.
So he's going to pull a dagger out and throw it towards where he assumes that this creature is, with the understanding that there's marble walls and stuff in between.
Hmm.
And when that misses, because it will, because there's, marble walls and things, he's going to activate the death mark.
So how does that work? Like with
So
the death
basically,
mark?
it's just when an attack misses, it's the creature that is death marked, then it can be activated. So that's
yeah,
up to you if that works or not.
But remind me, like, what the death mark specifically does, like that advantage to you.
It does damage, so it will
Okay.
do a bardic inspiration die plus my charisma modifier damage of psychic damage.
I feel like with that, this still kind of makes sense. Like with the purpose of death mark.
Like I said, rules as intended, I don't think that's necessarily how it's supposed to work, but at least rules as written. So that's up to you.
In this particular case, with this being a psychic damage thing, the way my brain just interpreted how you described that is almost like you're throwing this dagger at this door in anger and you're going to do one last little burst of psychic damage if you can. So I'm actually going to say that that's okay. Like you knew that you were going to miss when you did that and you're for whatever kind of thing that you can do. So I kind of like that as flavor. Go for it.
Oh, I think I'm up. This bard has a better inspiration die.
Oh, nice.
So he will take plus 5, 8, 12 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And that's
all right. So he continues to fly farther and farther away. You guys have heard screaming in from the other room. How far of a range do you have anything that you can continue to do as he continues to fly farther? Keith just fell off the plane.
Is that
There he is.
directed at me? Sorry.
Yes.
I can continue to try to shoot at him up until 300 feet. So if he is remaining within that 300-foot range, I'm going to continue to take those pot shots.
It'll take him a couple of rounds to get out of that
Let me see if there's
range. Or yeah, I'll say you get 2 more shots in.
like 2 more rounds or 2 more, because I've got 2 attacks per.
Well, actually, he just would have flown some, so like 2 more attacks. Because
so
he's
1 more round.
Yeah, 1 more round. Sorry.
One more round, 2 more attacks. Okay. With disadvantage, that will be a 23 to hit.
Wow, my goodness. Yeah, that
Got all
hits.
those bad rolls out early.
Jeez,
And that'll
no
deal
joke.
6 points of 6 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And looking at this, once on each of your turns, when you hit a creature with it, you can deal an extra 1d6 lightning damage to that target. So I'm going to do that now.
Okay.
And that'll be another 4 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And this is my actual second attack. Ooh, and that's going to be an 11.
Oh, to hit? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a miss.
So shooting wide again. So the second shots, I'm getting wide, apparently. I'm not leading him right.
Yeah, so you catch him with the first one, and it singes one of the edges of his wing. You kind of see him; he bobbles a bit, but he doesn't seem to falter too terribly much. And you also notice he seems to concentrate a little bit better this go round, and does not seem to inflict any more damage to the prince from what you can see at this distance.
Okay.
So at this point, he's getting farther out of range. You guys have a crap ton of guards coming up for you right now. And what would you like to do? There are guards coming upward towards you. There are the doors in front of you where you screaming coming from a moment ago, and there is now a knife sticking out of the door.
So someone put a hole in your wall.
So wait, we can see them, they can see us.
Say that again, sorry.
We can see them, they can see us, type of a deal. Like we hear them, we know they're coming, or
You
they
hear the guards coming up. There are some within your sight, but they are not all there yet. You can hear like scurrying through the castle with response to all of this craziness that's gone on. Like they've only had a few seconds to react so far because each round is 6 seconds, so they haven't made it crazy far, but they're definitely trying to book it up to you. You cannot see through the door.
I was just trying to determine if they likely could see me, but
some of the front ones probably could.
Okay, and I'll just go get my dagger.
Okay. Do you wait for them to get up to you before you take any other actions beyond that?
I'll start like picking up chunks of like the marble and just kind of makeshift stack them back where they go. Just be like just putting them back. Not very well, but that's kind of what I'm doing.
So, would you like to roll me a deception check?
It's not even so much deception. It's just, I'm just just doing it. Just gonna put it back. There you go.
It's like this is good as new. This is fine. So a couple of them come up and immediately start questioning you guys. The others go straight for the door and open the door to the queen's area. What you see when they open the door is a pretty fiercely gory sight. It looks as though the queen has been badly deaded. She is effectively just shredded across the front of her body. And the guards, one of them is unconscious and bleeding on the ground. One of the others also dead. Similar treatment, shredded. It looks as though there was an attempt to fight off this attack, both from the guards and from someone else. Jeff, your character would know that Prince Ivan would have been in here with them. Those of you who came from the lower worlds would not necessarily be as familiar with Prince Ivan. So you are aware that there is someone missing from not dead. And the guards are now feverishly searching to see if they can see any evidence of what the heck just happened. One of them comes up to, since you are the one who has been putting chunks of marble back into the wall, goes straight for you. So what is the meaning of this? What has happened here?
Well, looks like you guys have some sort of infestation, but don't worry, we cleared it out for
um,
no charge.
roll. I don't even know what I want you to roll me for that. This one's not super crazy smart, and he hasn't been all the way yet to see what has happened in the other room.
Neither's
so roll
this
me a
one.
deception.
Deception?
Yeah, roll me a deception.
I rolled a natural 19 plus 1.
Wow! It's like, oh, well, Her Majesty thanks you for your service.
I don't think she does.
Well, I mean, she did hire me, so.
Really interesting. And then you hear like all of these yells and screams coming from the other room as they're seeing this sight of gore happening. They begin to come out. You are the nearest people to this incident. You have much to account for.
I'm not so good at the counting thing, but I'll do my best.
He made a calculated risk. Unfortunately, he's really bad at math.
Keith.
Yes.
Seeing as you have done a decent amount of business with people in the castle before, do you do anything specific right now while this is happening?
Actually, at the moment, as soon as the creature or whatever it is out of my range, I'm going to flip my apron back down and start packing everything up to put the wagon in order for traveling.
Okay. So you're putting the wagon together for travel. You guys now have an entire gaggle of guards that are questioning you about your relationships to the Queen and how it is that all of you just happened to be right there as all of this was happening. Would any of you like to say anything specific at this particular moment?
I would like to ask 2 questions.
Yes.
Question number 1: do I have like a slip of paper or something because I was coming here for a job that is like a summons or something like that?
You would have had documentation, yes.
Okay. Second question: with my low intelligence, I'm not entirely sure if I know that I've actually saved the person I went inside of him to save, or if like. So I would like to roll an intelligence check to see if I figured out like whether I was like actually duped or if I think I need to still go in there to try to save someone from that thing that just attacked us. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's a 19. So yeah. So I think I figured out that I was duped.
Yes, you were duped into helping that guy that was hidden in the wall. There was a reason he was Cask of Amontillado.
I'm like feverishly writing all this down, but I'm answering the guards' questions like as I'm writing. And then we walked into the room and they closed the door.
Documentation's not a good thing right now.
And who ultimately gave this guy water?
That's not important. I don't think
Definitely.
it's involved in the story.
They, as you're discussing this story, they are inquiring about the man in the wall. You gather that they have all just been instructed to ignore the voices. And so this is a new revelation to them. They were not aware that there was anyone stuck in that wall. Any specific details that you want to be sure to include in this?
Yeah.
Just
you kind of your audio got strange on me there.
I was like you should have put a sign up or something. I'm just saying.
Just tries to stay quiet.
Not that I can read or
Okay.
anything. I'm just saying.
Is Morka Crom saying anything? You're muted, Jeff. Sorry. Oh, there you
yes. No. Not knowing any of these people, I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to divulge in terms of, we've been told not to acknowledge, certain noises, certain things, and, I'm not wanting to draw any more negative attention towards myself, so I'm just kind of observing right now.
go. Okay.
Oh, God, what did I just do?
I plead the fifth.
You all are all turned a funny angle now.
Jeff is having fun with iPhone physics.
Mm-hmm.
From the bottom of the stairs, you see a woman with bright red hair and a full suit of very elaborate armor charging upward towards you. She examines this chaos outside the corridor and then goes into the room where the queen has been dispatched. You hear an audible gasp, and she comes out to see all of you looking incredibly livid, sword in hand. Which of you let him out?
That was me. And I pull out my documentation. They say, "Yeah, I'm here to protect the queen."
She holds her sword up at your neck.
Doesn't have to lift it very high.
Nope. I presume then you have failed.
Failed. I haven't even been hired yet.
She looks at each of you. Do you understand what you have done? You have let Koshe, the Deathless, out of his cell.
Who's that?
He was one of the most powerful wizards that this plane has ever seen. And we had him under control. And you have released him.
I stop and I kind of look at the wall, and then I look at her, and then I'm just like, that was your control?
she sighs and like you see her kind of really considering. There was a physical barrier, there was an arcanic barrier. No, you do not pay attention. You just break other people's walls. As though you live in this place. She's just like kind of frustratedly pacing at this point.
My look is one of complete I just don't understand what her problem is. I just don't. I'm not even grasping that. I don't get it. I don't get what the issue here.
She pauses long enough to you can see her brain is processing the information of what it is that is supposed to be done. Do you all live here? She looks at Crom. It's like, I know that you do not, or that you do. The rest of you, do you live here? Do you ascertain my meaning?
And I go, oh, what's ascertain?
It sounds like something you need hemorrhoid cream for.
No, I'm completely clean. I don't need anything.
No, I do not believe that we are from here, if that answers your question.
All of you? You three?
No, not from here.
There are too many things left to chance, and yet she pulls a stopwatch out of her kind of like tucked into her breastplate, pulls out a stopwatch and hits it. You see everything around you freeze, and a man walks up the stairs who looks like a clockwork construct. He has dreadlocks um, of chain, very kind of shiny, polished, and has a whole lot of different clocks hanging on him. He kind of approaches awkwardly. Is there something that I can do for you? These idiots have let Koche out. He kind of looks at her. Okay, and what am I supposed to do with this? You have to keep them here. They have to sort this out. I have to go and fight a lot of very angry people now. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. The wizard will not be super excited that I am here and not there, but we can make this work. He walks over to each of you, and you kind of feel a little bit of an arcane warmth as he kind of puts his hand on each of you. Jason, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, that's a 2.
Nice. You have a full-on flashback.
Okay.
As to not give too much away about your character, I am going to allow you to decide what it is that you are doing. You have to act on this flashback as though you are currently where you are seeing seeing yourself in the flash.
So immediately, as soon as like that happened, I just drop my axe. Like I don't even hold it anymore, and I kind of look around real quick, and then I immediately dive behind the 3-foot marble wall and back up into the wall, and I cover my head and I curl into a ball, and I'm just in that position until the flashback kind of ends.
Open my thing and start playing the same song from earlier.
I'll let you re-roll that wisdom save with advantage to see how long it lasts. If you fail again, it'll be a bit long.
Okay, well I just rolled it. I rolled a nat 20, so.
Yeah. So with the sound of his playing, that kind of snaps you back out of the flashback. So you come back realizing that you are now crouched behind this marble wall that you've kind of mutilated already.
My friend.
Clock.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to offer him a hand to climb back over the wall.
Yeah, go for it.
When he
So
offers
he
his
offers
hand, I look at it and then I just climb over the wall.
Okay. The Clockwork Man comes over and does the same thing to you. Roll me a wisdom save.
For who? You didn't specify.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget that. I'm looking at you. Why do you not know that I'm looking? Eden. Sorry.
You said wisdom.
Yes.
17.
17. So yeah, you'll save. You feel this pull of a memory from your childhood. Just this urge as though your brain wants to go back there, but especially after seeing him kind of having his flashback, you feel as though you are needed here too much and manage to push it aside. And Reagan, he comes over to you and does the same thing. Roll me a wisdom save.
I have a question. Is this a charm?
This is not a charm. This is an effect that is going to be keeping you in this world
Okay.
instead of letting you slide back and forth just from having an access point to a gate. This is going to keep you here and suspend you in time in reality. So because it connects to your connection to madness, there is a wisdom saved involved.
Okay. Gotcha.
I can't talk.
16.
A what? Sorry.
16.
16. You also save. You feel this pang of vengeance kind of boiling up from the pit of your stomach, but you're able to keep in control enough because the whole curiosity of this whole situation is massive, and you are distracted enough by all of the things that you want to be able to record and manipulate into something useful that you manage to push away your personal feelings, right? Jeff, he comes over to you and does the same thing. You also, I'm going to have you roll me nat 20 as well, but this is not a wisdom save.
Oh, wrong button. Oh, 13.
13?
Mhm.
Okay. Congratulations. You are now Mork. There is this upwelling feeling of panic because you feel as though you are being locked into something you are not accustomed to. And in the fight against that, you begin to feel Mork pushing Crom out of the spotlight into full view of everyone else. So your inner barbarian driving the bus. That could be really convenient. So with that, the woman kind of looks to the Clockwork Man. Henry, if you will.
It is Henry.
It is Henry. In the square, the man who makes items, I believe that he might be of use in this particular endeavor. So Keith, a few moments later, you see the same figure just walk up from behind you. It seems like it's out of nowhere, and all of the square are just still. They're frozen in time. He comes up to you, kind of gestures strangely like he's about to say something that would explain why he's there, And then he just kind of shrugs and puts his hand on your head. Some things don't change. And you feel this warmth over you. Go ahead and make me your wisdom save.
14.
14. Just. So you feel the obsessive part of your personality beginning to boil up. Like you can feel this need for more, like more of everything. There needs to be more. It needs to be better. All of these different things. You begin to feel this drive. And then you feel this calm wash over you and this strange purpose that drives you more towards your obsession being linked to the guy that just got flown out that window. You need to find him. You need to do what you need to do to help him. With that, this whole town has stopped. And the woman in the armor looks at all of you. You will join the man downstairs outside. He can help equip you. And he can help guide your way because he saw what direction Ivan was taken. You will find my husband. And if you fail, I will see you to your executions myself. Do you understand?
So I got a thing here that says I'm supposed to come work.
You cut out there, sorry.
So I got a thing here that says I'm supposed to come work for the queen. Should I do I need to turn this into you? Like it's starting. I'm just wondering, what's the rate here is my question.
She snatches the paper out of your hand. Well, now I am the queen. So you prove yourself to me and do not be an imbecile. And then we will discuss all manner of payment.
Sure, whatever you say, Your Majesty, as long as I get paid at the end of the day.
She, her head kind of turns sideways. Very well.
I believe what he meant to say is that we understand and that we will take care of this problem for you.
Excellent. Your cooperation is very appreciated. It will be less exciting around here without you, Crom. But I'm willing to take that disadvantage. She kind of rolls her eyes as she says it.
We're going to miss you too, Peaches.
Mark, nice of you to show up. Now, if you will go, I am afraid that I have some cleaning up to do and some conversations to have with someone who might be able to set right what is wrong in that room. She points into the room that's just like blood everywhere. You will find Ivan. You will bring him back to me. If I need you between now and then, I will find you. She hands each of you an amulet. it's a small amulet just on a thin gold chain. And you gather that it's just her way of being able to keep track of where you are in case she sees you. With that, unless any of you have anything to say, she is going to turn on her heel, go into to the queen's audience chamber, and begin to do some incantations over the bodies.
I look to Eden, which as soon as she turns and starts walking away, and I go, "This is probably the most fun interview I've ever been on."
I would imagine that it is perhaps the last interview you will ever need to be on.
For whatever
maybe.
reason.
Eden is keeping an eye on these incantations and trying to ascertain the nature of what's going on in the other room.
So roll me roll me a perception to see how much of this you're able to pick up, like how much you're able to hear of what she's saying.
15?
You are familiar with these incantations. This is a spell that is going to contain the remains of this corpse in a stasis state and shrunk. So pretty much she is using one of these amulets to, well, she'll be using 2 amulets, but she's using her own amulets to effectively store these bodies. Would you like to do anything with that information?
Not right now.
Okay. Anybody else have anything specific that they want to do, examine, what have you?
I'm gonna pick up my hand axe.
Are any of the chains or shackles that he had on left behind? Because I know the chain broke, but he still had like the shackles on him, right?
Yeah, the shackles are still on him. The chains are broken. Do you want to examine those?
Yes.
Okay. So roll me an investigation.
5.
Okay.
5.
Also roll me an arcana.
11. We're done with this
Okay.
dice for the night.
And fired. See,
Done.
Stephen, this is a normal thing to do. He doesn't believe in dice superstition. He'll just keep right on rolling with the one that keeps giving him ones.
Oh man,
I'm the same way, man. I don't believe
I
in that
have
superstition
to
either.
punish them for their wrongdoing.
Right?
Put them in jail.
Yeah.
Dice
So I
jail, it's a thing.
just read your username for Discord.
What?
I'm not sure why I didn't catch it before, but
Jason.
What? Who are we laughing at? I'm trying to look at username. I can't scroll down. Say that again?
How did you do that? Did you sign in as me?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's awesome. Because I was like, I looked at it earlier and it was just a normal name. I don't understand. Funny, because I can't scroll down to see it. That's
I like
fabulous.
her image more than I like anything else.
I can't.
Oh my god!
Somebody screenshot it for me. I can't scroll down and actually be able to see it. That just makes me smile.
I'm gonna change my password so you can't.
'Tis a small barrier.
This
So
I trusted you.
that was a
Well, that was
terrible
silly.
mistake. It really was. I feel like you should definitely know better than this.
Yeah,
I
you should
know,
absolutely know
right?
better than that.
So with those rolls, yeah, like you can tell that there's a faint like arcanic energy to the chain itself as well, but you can't pick up what it is, what it might have been doing. You just know that there was an enchantment on the chain as well. It was apparently not enough to hold up to some of the wacky strength rolls that happened, but it held up. It was designed to do better than what it actually did. So yeah.
Okay. Can I? Is it heavy? Can I pick some up and put it in my backpack?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. I'm just gonna take some of the chain.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the heavy side, but it's not like crazy cumbersome, especially if you're just taking of it like the link that broke off that had been attached to his immovable rod.
Because you
Okay.
always need rope.
Yes,
That's true.
you never know when you're going to need it. You just always do. So, I'm terrible at accents, guys. It's so bad.
That wasn't that bad. I've heard way worse attempts at an Irish accent.
So
Made way worse.
some days I have my moments. Some days it's just all absolutely terrible. I am gonna try to get pretty decent at a Russian accent for this, but right now it's not there. But that's fine. So yeah, anything else that you want to do while you're there before you embark to try to find Ivan so that you don't die?
Not really. I mean, I guess I would ask like a guard, where does a gnome go to get something to eat around?
It's important things. The guard. Roll me a persuasion.
Bardic
Okay.
inspiration.
Oh, hey, okay.
And add a d8.
And a D8. And then that's a 17.
17. Okay. So for just a second, he looks really strangely guilty about talking to you. He feels like he should not probably be talking to you right now.
You are a pariah.
Yeah, like you are in the doghouse. This is super awkward.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
totally sure what I'm doing. But he just kind of like leans over after considering you for a moment and being delighted by your odd presence. He just kind of leans way over. Killid's in the middle of downtown is it's really good. It's really really good. And then straightens back up and acts like he didn't just talk to you at all.
Thanks. And then I throw the axe over my shoulder and let it scrape across the ground as I.
Like all of the guards together just go as they listen to the scraping down the way.
Is going to be one step ahead this time on the way down the stairs for similar reasons as being a step behind last time.
Roll me a dex save, Jason.
That's a 6.
So your great axe catches on one of the steps, kind of on one of the seams in the block, and you begin to stumble forward and leave your axe behind. And you want to roll me a dex to catch him? Oh, everything froze. What was that?
Actually,
Sorry.
really good. Sorry, no, I'm doing math.
Math is hard.
23.
23? All right, 23. Yeah, you catch him. I mean, thankfully he's a gnome, so he's a real easy catch. You just like kind of throw your hand back and you feel this like forehead just and he's back upright again and peels his axe out of the ground, begins to continue down the staircase. Outside the castle doors, you see a man in a strange cart. What does travel mode look like for you, Keith?
I mean, still, I've pulled off the leather apron and sort of tucked away the wagon where before one side of it had like folded down into this sort of shop front workshop working area place for all kinds of different crafts to be done. The side has been folded back up into the wagon now, so it looks more like just a box wagon with a driver's seat up front and a little door in the back to get in and out of.
Okay. And I forgot to tell you when time started back up again, guys, but time started back up again at the top of the stairs before you embarked. So you come out to find a dwarven man in the same strange dwarven man that you're also not accustomed to seeing from before, currently parked in front of the castle, seeming to be waiting for you.
Oh, hi.
How you doing?
Are you with us?
Actually, I think you are with me at this point.
Yeah, whatever works.
Right. So I can. One of you can sit up front. The rest of you are going to have to be in the back. Don't touch anything.
I think I really want to be in the back now.
This is a dangerous precedent.
Shotgun.
Nice. So yeah, do you guys go ahead and load up and begin to follow, or do you take any
Should
any
we
side trips beforehand?
before we head out, because obviously his name is something the Deathless. That sounds challenging. Should we? Is there a place around here where we can get like some healing potions? Or
I look at her when she says that and go, "Why?"
well, because we're fighting someone whose name is the Deathless. My name is not the Deathless. I
Yeah,
can
but it's
very
just a
much
name.
die.
Yes, what is your name actually?
I'm Thea.
Thea, not the Deathless. I see.
Thea, not the
Thea, not the
Deathless. Thea
That's a
the
long
Muse.
name. Wait, is that the whole thing? Thea, not the Deathless, Thea the Muse?
No, usually I just go with Thea, but Thea the Muse is the full. It's
I'm
like the name
confused.
and the title, you know.
Oof.
So. But if you want to call me
like-
Deathless, that's fine. It probably would, like, people probably be afraid of me then.
If we call you not the Deathless?
No, just the Deathless.
I look at Ian. So wait, is her name not the Deathless? Or wait, is she the Deathless? I'm confused now.
Not the Deathless.
Not the Deathless. Okay.
I will.
I look at Mort and I go, so wait, are you the Deathless?
I will
No.
use.
He's the Deathless. No.
Can I ride up front?
Sure.
I'm going to use my awakened mind to telepathically say to Paul, she's Thea the Deathless.
Wait, you're doing that to Paul?
Telepathically.
Yep.
Paul loses his
amazing.
shit. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
What?
I'm just going to look at him and I'm going to cast message. Get in the cart.
to me as well.
Yeah.
All right. I've got a lot of new people talking.
I don't think anyone said anything.
I didn't hear
Welcome
anything.
to my world.
That's
dear.
amazing.
So you were asking about healing potions.
Mhm.
What I know of a little shop where we could
Yes,
find such.
you would know there are a couple of different apothecaries in town. One dabbles kind of on the seedier side of town, better prices, but more interesting quality. Um, there's the higher end stuff that's closer to the castle, and there are also a few places that aren't specifically apothecaries that just sometimes have things like that. So there's probably like four different places that are possible for this.
Okay, well I will relay that information um, and let you guys know that s- while speed is of the essence, if we need to make a stop on the way out of town, we can do so.
So yeah, there is a place that you guys can go that's kind of on the way out of town. That like you would pass by to the backside of the castle for one of the more higher end places, and one of the places that just has a whole lot of knickknacks and occasionally has potions as well is farther out past that. So you've got pretty much the high end place and a place that's kind of a hit or miss.
Sure, we'll do whatever. We lost our ride.
Sorry about
Sure.
that. It keeps dying on me, and for whatever reason.
And this might actually be a pretty good place to leave off for the evening, seeing as like it's 11:40 for you guys and 10:40 for us, and my voice is going, and apparently our internet is too. So
So
Before we cut off, let me ask this: Are we
yes,
getting in the
are you what now? Sorry.
cart to head to the thing, or are we walking?
What would you like to do?
I will leave that up to you
Well,
guys. I'm sitting up there ready to drive. So
okay, so if we are getting into the car, I'm gonna say to the sky, I'm gonna get in the cart because I want to, not because you said so. To just nothing, just randomly in the sky, and then I'm gonna clamber into the back of the cart.
all right,
I
so
like that so
so
much.
inside the cart, sort of up along the roof on one side, it's obviously that's the workbenches that are attached to the side, and when the side flips up, they just kind of ride up there. At the very forward end, sort of right behind the driver's seat, is a bunk about this, built for a dwarf size. There's a couple of stools that are bolted to the floor so that they don't go anywhere, and then the rest of it is just filled with various tool uh, tool cabinets that are closed, and you can hear stuff as the wagon sets off. You can hear the tools sort of jangling inside there.
Just a question: Do you happen to lock those drawers that your tools are in?
Well, this is the first time I've ever had people besides me in there, so no.
Okay, good to
Oh
know.
dear.
Fortunate.
Oh dear. Oh, this could be fun. This
So
is gonna be fun.
as Eden climbs up next to you, he sits. It's a bench seat, right?
Yeah, it's a bench seat.
He sits like as far as possibly away from you,
Okay.
so that there is like as much space as he can create in between the two of you. And he just sort of gestures to it as he's getting in.
Gestures to the empty space.
Hmm.
I don't bite hard.
Neither do I. It's good to know. Thank you.
And I'm going to, because no one said anything about where they wanted to go, I'm going to go to the hit and miss shop.
Excellent.
Way more interesting.
Yay.
Excellent.
And I assume that we will pick up there next time.
Yes. Does anybody else, as you're getting into things, does anybody else have anything specific to add to this narrative here before you guys take off to the seedier hit or miss spot?
I just start
Any
drawing the
additions?
wagon. As much of the like mechanics of it as I saw from the outside, like how it works, and then when I get in the inside, like how everything's put together. And
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool. So you're working on that. Jeff, anything specific?
No, not that I can think of right at this second. Again, I think at this point, I'm just observing these odd people, wondering what the heck they just got me into. You know, I was trying really hard not to get voted off the island, and now I'm stuck with all these complete strangers and this damn guy that I've seen around the castle. It's kind of annoying. So, you know.
Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, we will leave off there.
Lost you. What was that?
Yeah.
Gosh dang it. Did everybody have a good time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was a good time.
Awesome. Good deal.
I will stop the